What's something you found on a partner's phone that instantly changed the relationship forever, but they never knew you saw it? A few years ago, I was adding some items to the Notes app grocery list on my wife's phone. The app opened to the most recent list, which was a copy of her wedding vows with the promises she made to me. Things like supporting my dreams, being my partner in crazy adventures. Besides, each one was a list of ideas to match, including some things we had done recently. We were going through a rough patch at the time, and seeing that list doubled my resolve to work through it. Did you guys work it out? We worked it out. We were dealing with grief from a stillbirth and my stepfather, who raised me, being sick. It took a lot of therapy and honesty, but the relationship has never been better. I went through my partner's phone after he passed away from cancer last year. I had to find contact numbers for a few friends, not on the funeral list we made. In his Notes app, I found phrases he used in his letters to me, as we often wrote to each other when he was in hospital and visiting times were short. English was not his first language, and I hadn't realized how hard he had practiced in order to say what he wanted to say. I sent myself a copy of those notes and look at them often. There was a photo album of nothing but pictures of me and our son titled My Perfect Men. There were pictures in there I didn't even know about. Him helping me wash my car, us laying on the couch, him teaching me Minecraft, me helping him ride a bike, etc. I was a mess for a while. Ugly crying, happy tears, but ugly crying. I had no idea I was loved so deeply by her. My wife is quiet, introverted, and didn't grow up in an environment that was outwardly loving. I wasn't snooping at all, but asked her to share some recent pictures of our son. After a sports day at his school, I saw her in a different light after that. Our already good marriage hit a level I didn't even know was possible. Photo of myself shirtless, crudely edited to look like I was making out with Shadow the Hedgehog. Why can't it be me? Left her laptop open, and I saw a folder called Secret Stuff. Momentary panic followed, and I couldn't help myself. It was literally just thousands of pictures of our dogs. But what was in her dogs folder? Also more pictures of our dogs. Her phone camera roll is 99% our dogs. The other 1% is food she's cooked. His messenger chats with my mom. He jokes with my mom a lot and would always ask about me, what I was like as a kid, why am I so full of energy, and how to take care of me. My mom had cancer and passed away last 2023, but their last messages to each other was him assuring her he'd take care of me the way she wants to. This is the type of post I hoped to see on this thread. I'm sorry for your loss. This thread's comments are all either super wholesome or super f***ed up, and this is a wholesome one that makes me sad and happy all in one. A couple months into dating a girl, I was sitting in the passenger seat of her car waiting for her to come back from running inside her house when I saw a text come through on her phone that said, "Happy anniversary, baby. Can't wait to see you tonight." So yeah, that ended. Holy shit. Was she married or just cheating on her boyfriend? Both, technically. He handed me his phone when he was driving so I could text his mom for him. When I unlocked his phone, it opened to a note that was just a list of everything I've ever mentioned that I liked, and it was titled Gift Ideas. Like one of the items in the list was something I had seen in the window of a shop and mentioned that I thought it was cute, then we just kept walking. It made me feel so loved to know that he paid attention to every tiny thing. We're married now, LOL. I worked with a guy who'd just buy those things ASAP. Not to give ASAP, but he always had a couple presents ready for whatever special date he forgot about. Never scrambling on February 13th, or when he forgot their anniversary or her birthday or whatever. It was kind of genius, but it was also such an engineer thing to do. See problem? Solve problem. Not his phone, but my late husband's tablet. A year after he died, I was clearing his tablet of stuff and saw he had a Twitter account. I was reading through his posts and hit one that had me in tears Redditors for the rest of the day. He had responded to some thread about keeping women in their place, or some such garbage. Husband had posted a long rant about how being married for 35 years to a woman who never tired of learning, who never let things stop her, stayed interested in new things, was the best thing in his life, and that a smart thinking woman kept his life interesting and exciting. I always knew he felt this way, but seeing him say this to a total internet stranger in a forum he thought I would never see was just kind of overwhelming for a few days. We were friends for 45 years, best friends for 43 years, married for 37 years. He died 3.5 years ago, and the hole in my life is just as big as the day he died. I'm not languishing or yearning to follow him anytime soon, but I miss him tremendously. A folder with pictures of me, but not pictures on dates or anything. Mostly pictures of me making silly faces or sleeping or eating. It showed me that he values me being comfortable and just existing a lot more than being dolled up and perfect constantly. I wish that line of thinking was more common. I have an entire secret folder of photos of my fiancé that she's said, "You delete that I'm serious," when I show her the photo I took. Unless it's a perfect photo, lighting, angle, she doesn't like it. Notes keeping track of how long since we last had a fight, when to pick the next one if we haven't had one by then, and potential things to pick a fight about. She didn't believe in a relationship going more than 4 weeks without a fight. Also a list of my passwords she'd managed to uncover. Been together since 17. Had a gut feeling to check his phone, but he always was guarded when it come to it. He fell asleep one day with YouTube open, looked through his Instagram, and for the past 6 months he was in a group chat with 2 other people sending each other videos of using the restroom in diapers and exchanging feet pics, all for amounts of money that never exceeded $10. No idea how to even approach this. I don't mean to laugh, but this is insane. To be honest, I laughed too at first, was completely blindsided, at least let it be for more money or something. I don't know. I saw my wife keeps an app for reminders for everyone's birthday and significant dates of our relationship. She also has a bunch of photo montages she created of us together. I never question her love and devotion of me. He sent a photo of his jizz on our bed sheets to another woman. What the f***, lol, that's so lame. Look on my works, ye mighty in despair. OP's husband. Proof that she was cheating. Took a video with my own phone of all the proof. Then confronted her that I knew she was cheating, but didn't tell her how. She confessed to cheating with an entirely different person than what I had proof of. Wild times, LOL. A relative of mine was a school teacher. When a kid was in trouble, he'd sit them down and say, "I already know what happened, but this is your opportunity to tell your side." He said he had to train himself to hide his surprise because it almost always resulted in the kid admitting to a bunch of different things besides what they were suspected of. Cheating. I noticed her phone ding, looked down as I was nearby and noticed it said something about a date she had been on. We had not been on any dates. It kind of tore apart the trust I had for her. She told her colleagues and friends she divorced me because I was abusive. I wasn't. She didn't. She just wanted to play around in her circle without being judged by pretending she was single. No one ever asked me, I just got blocked. She left a Facebook Messenger conversation between her and her friend open on her computer. I'd use her computer when was at class, but it was her complaining how much time I spent at her apartment and that I was smothering her by always being around. I was surprised by this as she'd have a breakdown and accuse me of abandoning her when I'd leave to stay at my own place for a few days. Me and my fiance have a really chill relationship. We respect that phones are private, so we don't snoop but use each other's phones all the time for stuff like a torch, etc. when we grab whatever's nearest or to Google a number. I was asking about something and he said look it up and passed his phone. I went to Google and it opened his last tab. He was looking at engagement rings. I clicked on another tab and searched on that instead to try to hide that I'd seen it. I never confessed I'd seen it, but Christ, I knew pretty early on I wanted to spend my life with him and we'd had casual conversations, but I'm a natural skeptic. To see that just really solidified in my little worried brain that he wasn't lying when he said he loved me. I love that this story starts with my fiance. It's like a little spoiler of joy. Thanks for watching. Share your story in the comments. Bye.